Hello, and welcome back to Here We Tow.
Today what we're going to talk about is downsizing your caravan. It might be that you already have a twin axle or an 8-foot wide caravan, and you may be thinking of going for a smaller one for a variety of reasons. That might be that your family no longer come with you, you want to go on shorter trips, or you might want a smaller tow car. We will also be looking at whether you should choose a larger caravan or a smaller caravan if you're currently in the process of making those decisions on a new purchase. So stay with us and find out just how we've got on staying in a smaller Bailey Phoenix 640. Would we downsize or would we not?
Big questions.
Stay with us to find out.
Catch you after this.
About to leave, already packing. Come with me, I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action.
As you know, we have an Adria. Our caravan is 8 feet wide, it's almost 8.25 metres long, and it weighs just short of 1.8 tonnes.
That's including the A-frame.
That's including the A-frame. It's absolutely huge. So what we've done is we've tried for 2 weeks a smaller caravan, a Bailey Phoenix 640. This caravan is 7'3" wide, it's 7.4 metres long almost, and it weighs just under 1.4 tonnes.
And it's on a single axle, this one.
Yes, it's on a single axle. The layout is slightly different to ours in that this has a fixed bed at the rear of the caravan, ours has a side bed. This one has a centre washroom, but it's given us a good chance to try out a smaller van. So, why would you want an 8-foot wide or twin axle caravan? It might be that there are more than just 2 of you. You could have a large family, or you might just be a couple like us, but like a bit more room.
She likes it big.
I like it big. So what are the positives of the bigger caravan? There's more room, isn't there?
Absolutely.
There is a lot more room. There's also, generally, as in ours, a larger fridge and freezer, which we prefer.
What we have found in this is shuffling past each other just to get from the front of the van to the back of the van. It's made a big difference having a smaller caravan, and it is really noticeable, but that's probably because we've come straight in at a larger caravan right from the start.
So let's get back to the benefits of a larger caravan. The lounge is bigger, ours is certainly wider. The space for storage in ours is a lot more, certainly for clothes. That's been massively noticeable. Not so much in the front end, but definitely in the back. Generally, the benefits of the larger caravan are you're going to get more room. So what are the negatives of a large caravan or a twin axle? There are several, to be quite honest. Many sites won't allow twin axles. Their pitches won't be big enough. We've found that some pitches we've struggled to get on, width and lengthwise, with it being so long, especially if you want to put an awning on. Towing as well, they're going to be a heavier caravan, you're going to need a heavier car. Some people's cars, they're not going to pull it.
It's easy for me though, because I'm a navigator, I'm not a driver.
And also, you're probably going to need a motor mover because they're not easy to handle. We've got a motor mover, and a lot of the time we end up, if it's a tight pitch, we have to use the motor mover. So again, another negative. Also, the security. If you want to use your wheel locks, we have the Alco receiver, and thankfully ours, although it's a huge van, is on a single axle. That's why I would recommend an Adria. You still have to get that one lined up. If you've got a twin axle, you've got to get 2 lined up, and that's not easy. And also if you're trying to level it, you're going to have to get onto 2 ramps. Again, not easy. So generally, if you are going to get the bigger caravan, I think you've got to put some thought into it. And towing, there is a difference. I've towed the smaller one and I've towed ours. You see it on the back, you feel it on the back. You've got to plan your route. I certainly plan our routes to make sure that we're not going to venture down tiny little lanes. And sometimes we found site access difficult as well, haven't we?
Yeah, I was going to say, I plan your route anyway. Small caravan, large caravan, it really does help, because the stress of arriving on a site, it can be quite a monumental thing with the family in tow when you need to set up and you've had a bit of a hellish ride down a back lane to try and get to wherever you are. So I would research it no matter what you're in.
So yeah, although it sounds quite negative for the larger caravan, we do love ours. So let's move on to the benefits of the smaller caravan. They're basically all the things I've just said were negatives for the bigger one. The smaller one is easier to get on the pitch, it's easier to tow, it's easier to put your security on, manoeuvre around. Lots of benefits. If you're doing short trips, a smaller caravan's probably going to be a lot more practical for you. However, once you're set up, it's a small caravan. If there's two of you, like Jules said, even as a couple, we've found this space really claustrophobic, haven't we?
Yeah.
We have shuffled round each other. The kitchen in this Bailey is super. I will say this is a super little kitchen. But then after that, the further back into the caravan you get, the smaller the space becomes. And that's where we've struggled. In summer, you might have a large awning on your caravan, which will give you more space. But right now in winter, you're probably not going to be sat out there. The toilet and shower, that's been okay.
I've got on with it really well, to be fair. It's, with it being in the centre in this one, that has given it a lot more room. So yeah, I wouldn't put that. I wouldn't put that as a deal breaker in any way, shape or form.
But the bedroom's been a major deal breaker.
Bedroom's very tight.
I mean, our bed's fixed anyway. It doesn't come in and out, and there's lots of room around it. Fine. In the smaller caravan, this has the pull-out bed. That's been the first problem. I do suffer with a disc problem. So when my back's not great, trying to pull that bed out and put the mattress out, I've struggled. If you have a back problem, you need to think about that. Once pulled out, you've actually not even been able to get around the side of that bed, have you?
No.
You've had to climb from the base of the bed up the bed. And I'm small and I've struggled to shuffle round. I appreciate there's a compromise with the small vans, and the compromise is you've got to lose it somewhere. If I was going to get a smaller van, I wouldn't go for this layout. The island bed at the back is not very practical, and trying to get your clothes in and out of the wardrobe, trying to get dressed, it's difficult. I think if you had the side island bed, I think it's the Phoenix 644 that has the same layout as ours, that would probably give you more room around the bed. When it's pulled out, you won't probably at the end. Without trying it, I don't know. But I think you'd have more room around it.
Yeah.
And storage, there's been limited storage on that. So, yeah.
But again, what I'm sure if you've got a bad back, you'll be thinking about it anyway. But Karina does it all the time. The cupboards above the bed, the twist in to try and open those, because you have to almost climb onto the bed.
Yeah,
to be able to open them, to get things into them's awkward. Yeah. It's not impossible, but it's harder than you think. But these are the things that we love, that we're being able to try out, because walking around a caravan when it's in a showroom or when it's at the show at the NEC or anywhere, you walk around them and you're starstruck by how nice it is, because it's a brand new van and you walk around it, and it isn't until you get to stop in it that you have to sort of think about the practicalities of these things, and it's good.
So what we'll do is we will now just show you the bits that we've talked about. Later on we will be showing you that you can cook a full roast dinner in a smaller kitchen. The kitchens don't seem to lose much between a bigger van and a smaller van. They're pretty much the same size, so you're not going to lose out. It will be a lounge and your bedroom where you're going to suffer. But let's just start with what we do like in the smaller van up front, and that is these chests. These little chests with the slide out table, this is a big plus, because ours has only got a little flap, so you either eat on your knee or you get the table out. I do like these little chests, and in hindsight now, I think if Adria could do an option of a chest, I would choose that. Although the wraparound's nice, when you sat down you missed that. So that's the first thing, that a smaller little van is quite cosy, isn't it? And we like that.
But again, we didn't at the start. We discounted these.
We hated them.
Because they took all the space up for the U-shape.
Yeah, so we'll have a quick look back here at another little thing in the smaller kitchen that again is a bit of a put off for me. So join us in the kitchen. So some of the things I'm going to go through now, you might think it's nitpicking, but these are things that I would have liked to have seen before I bought my caravan, so I could make a good decision. The fridge and freezer, In this Bailey Phoenix, this has about 103 litre capacity. In our caravan, a larger caravan, it's about 140, and it is quite a difference. If I open it up, you'll see there's not a lot of space to stand back. If you are large, you may struggle to get in there. And also it's all quite low down. In the tower one, again, you've got a lot more room to see things, and it's already off the floor because generally they have storage under the towers. So again, if you've not got a good back, you're not going to get to see too well in there. The little freezer compartment, that's fairly good, but for me, I do find that a little bit small, and if my back's not great, I struggle to bend down to that. Even when downsizing, the kitchen is not going to be much smaller in a smaller caravan to a bigger one. But can you still cook a nice roast meal? Well, of course you can. I must say some of these bits aren't overly fresh. They are a little bit packaged, but they're going to be going into the Thetford oven and the microwave. So what have we got today for our roast dinner? We've got a festive Yorkshire pudding wrap. We've got roast potatoes, pigs in blankets, root mash, and a bit of stuffing. So over the course of the afternoon, I'm going to cook these, and I'm then going to serve it up, and hopefully we'll survive it. The door on this one, because of the way it's laid out, you've got the door here, which can make it feel a little bit claustrophobic at times, but again, it depends on you. So if you want to go through into the bathroom, we open this door and through we go. The screen's currently drawn into the bedroom at the moment, but we'll venture through. You can see the little bathroom and see what you think about how user-friendly this would be. One thing to show you though, before we go through, once the door's open and you come through, again, if you're a big chap, you might struggle closing the door, or you may end up having to stand in the shower tray, because there's not a great deal of swing, so bear that one in mind. So this is the bedroom. As you can see, it's a reasonable space, it's a nice bed, it's a nice setup, but it is quite intimate and cosy. This door here leads into the bathroom. Now, during the day, you put the bed into the day position like this, which does give you more room. However, on a night time, you're going to need to pull the bed out. So, you're certainly going to need that open. And again, it's quite simple to pull it out, and then we'll wiggle your mattress. Again, if your back's not good, you need to think about that bit. Then when you've come up here, it's a case of pushing your mattress down, which is a bit of a fiddle, but you'll manage it. There we go. As you can see, there's not a great deal of room to manoeuvre around there, but you've made your bed and you're ready to get in it. You might be best putting your pyjamas on first, because there's not a lot of room to then get changed. If you're wanting to pull that across because you may have children or family staying at the front of the van and wanting to use the washroom, you are really going to struggle at that point to manoeuvre. Now, I appreciate this is a bedroom for sleeping, but this is worth pointing out, because when you go to the showroom, you aren't going to be doing this probably. And once you put all your bedding on, you'll realise how difficult this bedroom may be to use, especially if you're big or you're less mobile. Jules really struggles to get down there, and he climbs over here. And as I say, I'm not big, and to get into the bed, there's not a great deal of space. So there we go. That is the one thing I would point out with downsizing. You might struggle in the bedroom. Seriously consider what is best for you at this point. Anyway, I've covered all the bits that I thought were a little bit tricky for us. So let's do a quick roundup, and obviously the question is, would we or would we not?
So in summary, would we or wouldn't we have this van? Well, that's the question.
It is a question and a half, isn't it? And I think at the end of the day, as we've just been discussing between ourselves, it's a personal choice. However, it's nice to have seen what other people have thought before you make your choice, as we all know. The smaller van is probably a lot easier for a lot of people for many different reasons, most of which we've covered. The larger van, it is a more difficult unit to tow. However, we like to go away for a longer period of time. We're not a couple of nights here and there, and therefore a larger caravan suits us.
We use it as a base, and then we go off exploring from wherever we're pitched up, so we're there for quite a few nights, weeks, maybe even. So that's how we use our caravan. It's not a weekend away type affair that we use it for.
No, and I think you need to think about what your use is for, and also your size, because joking aside, we've been squeezing past each other in here, and it's limited, isn't it, on space again. And if the weather is bad, if you're a winter caravanner, put some thought into it, because you're going to be inside a lot, and that's what we've found, haven't we, in the bad weather.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say either way which is right or wrong, because that's up to you. But would we swap our 8-foot wide caravan for a smaller one?
And it doesn't matter what caravan. We're
even
not
if
talking
it was
about
an Adria,
a Bailey, or a Swift,
an Elders,
a Luna. We're talking about a smaller caravan here. And
would we downsize?
I don't think we would.
We wouldn't. At this stage, absolutely no chance. I would downsize, and that's our preference, isn't it? So whatever you choose, whether you do decide to downsize or not, if you're thinking about it and you want to send us a message, please do, because we're happy to answer any questions that you might have.
And also, we've bought that big beast, so to have that big car towing a little van, we've got our outfit to suit each other, so it's
we're set up, aren't we?
We're set up for how we personally like to caravan and holiday.
So whatever your choice, good luck with it.
Please do comment below. Let us know what you actually think, and let us know,
because we're all different. But do enjoy your caravanning, whichever you go for. And as always,
hope to see you soon.
And thanks for watching.
Bye.